What's going on, beautiful people of the universe? Donnie Metropixel here with another review of Black Lightning, episode 3, which is titled Master Lowry. So let's get into it. It starts off with the change of the form of Principal Lowry, which is Jefferson Pierce's replacement, and he immediately puts metal detectors into the school. A clear departure from Jeff's policy of not treating the kids like criminals. From Lowry's somewhat sarcastic descriptor of Jefferson's assembly farewell as principal as classy, it doesn't seem like Lowry is poised to listen to what these students need or want as a community. For that episode, that is named after the new character. We don't get much of Lowry here, but from what we now see, that seems like this principal's philosophy is already his worst nightmare. We call that gentrification, by the way. My question with that is, what is going to be the final straw of Jefferson? He won't quit on the kids, but at some point Jefferson is going to step up and say something about what's going on. But when he does step up, how will the board react? Tobias is at the time now catches Khalil not paying attention and pretty much begins to teach him a lesson about keeping up with a schedule. Tobias actually makes him hold pieces of what it looks like receipts from people that they take protection money from. Tobias then burns them in Khalil's hands, and Khalil keeps dropping them as they burn his hand. Tobias was trying to teach Khalil a lesson about keeping up with a schedule, a lesson that I doubt Khalil understands. The question with that is, can Khalil learn anything? Sure, Tobias's methods may seem outlandish, but Khalil actually chose this lifestyle of villainism. At first, I thought I would feel sorry for Khalil, but for somebody to now get his powers back and to be able to walk again, he sure isn't showing much hard work. Jefferson and Lynn hired Purina to help Jennifer control her powers behind her back. When they first met in the park, Jennifer was really surprised and not really happy about getting help without their permission, though. Jennifer begrudgingly agreed to accept the help after a heartfelt moment when Jefferson apologizes to Jennifer for giving her powers. Jennifer tries working with Purina the next day and is surprised about the fact that it can help her. The one thing that I like about this scene is that how Jennifer actually is learning to adjust to her powers. Unlike her father and her sister, Jennifer does hate her powers. Though uncomfortable, she seems to be the only way that Jennifer is going to be able to control her powers. And what's even more interesting is Purina is actually dropping a lot of knowledge on the gift and the curse of the black hair salon that actually was pretty deep. I love how there are a lot of random shout outs in the black culture that the show always gives. After last week's flirtations, for Anissa, it really changes the whole perspective of recommitting her interest in Grace. But given to what we know about Anissa's character, it's not hard to believe that one talk from Jennifer would be just enough to send Anissa back in Grace's direction. After all, she seems always more like the serious commitment type than the casual hookups type. At first, Grace is resistant to giving Anissa another shot, but as Anissa points out, there's really no reason why Anissa should feel bad about seeing other people. She and Grace was not really in that relationship. But aside from her personal life, the activist is pretty much just up to her old ways when it comes to stealing and giving money to the organizations in the community that need it. When a real estate developer threatens to buy up a building hosting a much needed medical clinic, Anissa steals the money from the shady real estate developer to allow the clinic to stay open. It feels like something has to fall through here, even though with Gamby backing Anissa up. But for the time being, Anissa is giving her community what it needs and when it needs in a way that no one else would be able to do it. For Tobias's request, Khalil accidentally kills the drug dealer rather than to scare him into submission for Tobias. While Tobias is most likely happy that Khalil is using force to garner a fierce reputation, it obviously gets into Khalil's head. But that wasn't really enough when his reservations with Black Lightning seemed to get through to him, though. When Black Lightning uses Khalil's concerns about her son to set up a meeting, Khalil refuses to turn on Tobias. Not because he wants to stay with him or because he likes having terrible powers, but because he doesn't trust Jeff to keep him safe if he does. And hell, why should he? Black Lightning has been unable to defeat Tobias. Just like Jefferson is making a lot of compromises at the school, Lynn is also being forced to bend on her compromises, bringing in a criminal scientist named Dr. Jace to help out with the pod kids. She's forced to do it by Odell, a shithole of a fucking boss who is still pissed that he had even had to give Lynn the job in the first damn place. And I feel some type of way about it too. But after the breakout and the death in the last episode, however, the fakes now feels even more higher than ever. And Lynn's first priority will always be to these kids. However, that doesn't mean bringing on Dr. Jace is a very good idea, and Lady seems like a criminal mastermind all in one, to be honest. But you know what? That's the thing with changes. It's inevitable, it's inescapable, and it's unpredictable. And we all are very resistant to do it. But it's very impossible to know if the change will actually bring good things, bad things, sacrifices, a combination of the 2, 3, 4, whatever, until it actually happens. On that only good note, Tobias actually got arrested, and Jefferson should be happy about it. But it looks like Jefferson actually wanted him dead. The real concern isn't really how Jefferson react, it's pretty much on how Tobias will react. But my only question is, who gave him the tip? Who gave the tip away on Tobias? I guess we'll have to find out throughout the season. If you like this video, please subscribe to the Wisecrack Nation. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video, and pretty much stay up to date with all things Black Lightning Season 2 on this channel, because after all, we are your source for everything, and I mean everything, nerd related.